So, about a decade ago, a little over a decade ago, I was in the Philippines with my cousin, and we were at this beach bar. A lot of expats around us, and I looked over to the left, and I saw this big, large, white male surrounded by young girls, definitely under the age of 18. And I look over at my cousin, and I'm like, "Is this for real? Is this really like happening?" It's just like no one seems to care, no one seems to notice. And he looks at me and he's like, "Yeah." I said, "But how? This is so disturbing." And I'll never forget what he said. He paused and he said to me, "Tony, it's survival." And I was like, I couldn't even wrap my head around it. I couldn't even wrap my head around it. It was probably one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen in my life. And I thought to myself, listen, I know what you mean. Like, I know what he's saying, and I don't fully know the backstory there, but all I know is that that would definitely not happen back in the United States or Europe, because that guy would be in jail. He would be arrested and be in jail. We wouldn't even think twice. But the fact that he came here and came to this country because he knew he could get away with it says something about this problem, that he could escape that world and that justice system and commit this act of evil, and that he would just get by because of what, for a number of reasons. It played a huge role in the work that I do now on human trafficking and this initiative focusing on the travel and hospitality industry. It played to see it firsthand is so different than watching it in a movie like Sound of Freedom, for example. To see it firsthand is it's like so much worse, because it's real, it exists, and it's not just something that is, let's say, sensationalized. And this wasn't even a sensationalized version. It was just like an everyday, just walking down the street, there was the big fat white guy with these young girls. And this is why I have gotten involved in this work, is because of situations like this. It was months ago, a friend of mine was telling me about a girl she mentored, and how recently this young woman was trafficked, and the way that it happened was done through a variety of ways, through people and situations you would never think of. And it was just shocking, because I thought to myself, this is so much worse than I think. And the people that are involved are constantly changing their strategies and their methodologies, and we have to keep up with that. We have to have people that are knowledgeable. We have to teach people, everyday people, how this happens, because it's not just happening. And if you look at reports and you're learning more about it from people who work on human trafficking, the way it happens is not the way it happens on a movie. It's not the person that's getting pulled into the van. It's the guy that's dating your daughter and is grooming her, and it's happening that way. It's the guy that's on the in the chat rooms talking to your kids. It's insane. It's a whole new world. And so my hope is that the people out there right now that are listening to this, the people who really care, I understand we all have our issues in terms of the things that we care about, but there are people that are going to hear this right now and say, yes, this resonates with me. I want to get involved, and we want to know who you are. We want you to get involved with us on this initiative, because it's going to take an all hands on deck approach. It's going to take it's going to take so many people to fight this, because it's growing, it's changing every day, and we need your help. Thank you so much.